Okay, well, I've kind of been trying to get my thoughts in order, as to what I want to talk about with this video today. And kind of really what I want to talk about is the subject of narcissism and opening spiritual portals. You know, um, Last night I kind of stayed up, just trying to kind of educate my mind too, as well. And, really just watching videos, on history and Gaddafi and tyrants and, people like this. And um, got up this morning, got my shower. And as I was going back into my room, my friend was in the den and I could hear him yell out, "Oh, they're talking about narcissism, on Dr. Phil." And I kind of just thought to myself, oh, well, I've already been through enough of that. I don't need to watch, stories about people who have gone through it as well. I already know well enough. God bless them. But anyway, I really didn't see it, so I don't know what it was about. But, that's just what he was saying. Um, anyway, um, kind of what I want to say about narcissism is, again, I looked up the definition. It was saying one who is entitled, admiration of oneself. And, it was really not the definition I was expecting to come across. But, in a way, I guess that kind of makes sense because who I was with, you couldn't please, for the life of you. You could mop the floor, all day and night, and never be clean enough. The dishes, you could use the Brillo pad. They'd never be clean enough. The food was never good enough. Nothing was ever good enough. And, I guess with that, you could kind of say, well, this person thinks they're perfect, and for the life of me, I can never be good enough. So, I guess that kind of makes sense. But, I have been kind of open, in the past as to my life, drug usage to, which I'm not proud of, but, I'm good today. And, it's just little bumps, in my opinion, that we go through in life. And, I call them learning bumps. And, that's what it was for me. But, I kind of want to talk about opening spiritual portals. And with that, you can do this, through drug usage. And, people want to talk about things like, schizophrenia, and people who are hearing voices and seeing things and stuff like that. What I kind of wonder, are they testing them for drug usage as well? Because I don't really know, that I believe that people can be born with schizophrenia. Because in the Bible, it says God makes us all perfect. As far as He's concerned, He's made us all perfect. Um, so, I sent in my prayer request online, for the people around me. And, I feel pretty good about that this morning. And anyway, I want to talk a little bit about opening spiritual portals. And something that I kind of haven't mentioned, is that, in my past relationship, where my ex had kind of already, experimented with drugs. I hadn't, but when I met him, that kind of changed for me. And one thing I didn't talk about, in that brick home that we lived in, is that there was a night in particular, where, of course, we had gotten high. And, that's all he ever really did is go to work and, even, want to come home and sleep or get high. And, I'd be cooking all day and cleaning and, just that kind of thing. And anyway, so there was one night in particular where we had gotten high. And all of a sudden, these voices started, it was like they were swirling around me. But the funny thing is that I could hear it and he couldn't hear it. And I said, Billy, I said, I'm hearing people walking around me and they're saying, I heard a sing-song voice that said, murder. And then I heard, kill yourself, and I said, Billy, I said, this is what I'm hearing, I can't tell. Are these ghosts, walking around me? What the hell is going on? That type of thing. But, I think that when you're playing with the devil, he can kind of really step in, more or less. And I think we had opened what is called a portal, into the spiritual realm. And, I don't know. We don't know what happens, really, when we die, heaven and hell. We don't know if some souls, linger, until judgment, or people have different beliefs, is what I'm trying to say. And so I don't know what that was, but I know that it surely happened. And, that's one thing I experienced that I didn't talk about before. And, it kind of makes sense to me today because I harbored a lot of anger, when I was left and, on my own for 3 months, those 3 months, I had a lot of anger, in me. I felt like, how did I jump off track in life? And why did all this have to, happen to me? Why me? But, anyway, so I just wanted to say, for people out there who are experimenting with drugs, and things like this, that I just wouldn't. A lot of people smoke pot. They say it's not that bad. But when you're getting into hard drugs, my mother was always, very much against stuff like this, and would never have tried it, for the life of her. But anyway, it's just something when you get into really hard drugs, you're really, in my opinion, playing with the devil, messing with the devil. And when you mess with him, he's going to tend to mess back, with your mind. So anyway, with that being said, narcissism, it's just these people are I don't know if they just like to upset you. I don't know what it is, but there's a superiority complex, that they have. And anything to down you, when I got with my child's daddy, I felt bad for him. And somehow he told me one of the first things, he said to me is, I feel sorry for you. Why do you feel sorry for me? I just finished school, I can be somebody. So why do you feel sorry for me? I feel bad for you because you're a felon, But, regardless, tried to, see the best in him and, ended up having a child, a daughter. But, anyway, with all that being said, I think I've pretty much said enough. You can open spiritual portals with drug usage, and I've gone over that, and that's my belief and what I've experienced and know. And, with narcissism, just get away from these people. If anybody gets to where they just have a superiority complex, you're not good enough no matter what you do. And they kind of give you little hints as to what they actually think of you. Just get away from them because it's never going to change. And if anything, it leads to abuse. So, anyway, with that being said, thank you.